Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Amitha Sharma in for Ebony Monet. Civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. was remembered around the country today with parades and rallies and acts of public service. Here in San Diego, King's message of unity was celebrated at the 29th annual All People's Breakfast. The keynote speaker was the Rev William Barber. After the event, he spoke exclusively to KPBS.
I think that people are going to challenge Mr. Trump. I tend to agree with John Lewis on his legitimacy, but but even broader than that, because the word legitimate or illegitimate means to be out of sync with standard law. Well, there's a moral law. In this country where we promise equal protection under the law, you shouldn't stoke racism. In this country where people have a right to life, liberty, you should not be against the living wage. In this country where we are supposed to promote the general welfare, your first goal in office should not be to use power to take health care from people. It should not be in a country of immigrants to remove immigrants. It should not be in a country of the First Amendment that protects the right for religion for you to target people based on their religion. So in that sense, I think we are passing it from someone who tried to uphold the Constitution to someone who is doing a lot of things contrary to the Constitution, our deepest moral values. And the legacy we must embrace is to stand up and challenge it with love, justice, truth, and compassion. And we must never give up the fight.
You've been a key organizer of what's come to known as Moral Mondays. What happens at Moral Mondays?
Well, Moral Mondays is what we call an indigenously-led, deeply moral, deeply constitutional, anti-racist, anti-poverty, pro-justice, pro-labor fusion movement, where people come together, white, black, Asian, Native, brown, Latino, gay, straight, young, and old, Republican and Democrat, and we raise questions. We ask this question: is a policy morally defensible? Is it constitutionally consistent? And is it economically sane? And on that basis, we challenge policy, and we've been successful in turning the tide in North Carolina.
So, as you were saying, the participants include just a broad swath of people. You have white working class people, you have black voters, you have Latinos and other immigrants. How crucial is this alliance at this time?
Dr. King said in '61 it's the only allowance that could ultimately push America to fulfill our deepest dreams. It is very critical now, and it's critical that you have a movement that takes race and class seriously. We have to have a grown-up conversation about race. It's not about finding a way to have an economic argument that where you don't deal with race, nor is it about trying to deny race. Here's the grown-up question about race. If there are 8 million more poor white people in this country than there are black poor people, 5 million more poor white people than there are poor Latinos. But in the 10 poorest states, they're electing predominantly what's so-called red candidates, predominantly white, who vote against the very programs that will help the poor. What is it that trumps common sense? What is it that keeps people apart from each other? Why aren't poor whites and working class whites and poor blacks and working class blacks finding alliances?
Reverend Barber, thanks so much for speaking with me today.
Thank you so much.
The next several days mark San Diego Restaurant Week. That's when chefs tempt diners to visit new establishments around the region by offering lower-priced meals. Though some neighborhoods aren't on the list, including City Heights. KPBS reporter Taryn Mento asked why.
For San Diego Restaurant Week, 180 restaurants will serve up discounted dishes through January 22nd. The twice-a-year event is organized by the local chapter of the California Restaurant Association. The San Diego chapter's administrator, Jan Borkum, says the biannual event benefits both the restaurants and diners. It comes during a slow time for the industry, and
it gives those people that are coming in a chance to experience some of the restaurants that they may not normally be able to.
To participate, restaurants have to be members of the California Restaurant Association and pay a registration fee that could run them more than $1,000. Enrique Gandaria of the City Heights Business Association says for smaller establishments, like some of the 170 restaurants in the lower-income San Diego neighborhood, the fee might be tough to swing.
I think that the cost associated with any participation in any type of event is a factor for a small restaurant.
Gandaria says the neighborhood is home to many independent eateries that may not want to risk plunking down $1,000 for Restaurant Week. Still, he says the community is a draw for anyone seeking a little something different.
Small mom and pop, a lot of them are first-time immigrants who came here, and they're opening up a real ethnic restaurant, a real ethnic experience. This is the place to come to.
With restaurants boasting authentic cuisine from East Africa, Asia, and south of the border, just to name a few, the area is dubbed San Diego's international marketplace. And groups have tapped into this culinary diversity to promote the area, such as the weekly multinational food market Fair at 44 and the Little Saigon Business District on El Cajon Boulevard. Coming up next week, the district will host its Lunar New Year Festival at Qualcomm Stadium, featuring 22 Asian food vendors. Still, Borkum said she plans to meet with City Heights restaurants in the future to gauge interest in its September Restaurant Week. In the meantime, City Heights has left its mark on this month's event. The Restaurant Week TV advertisements come from students at the neighborhood's Hoover High School. Organizers presented the school with a check for the students' hard work. Taryn Mento, KPBS News.
More than 6 months after the deadly shootings at an Orlando nightclub, federal agents have arrested the gunman's wife. Noor Salman was arrested in San Francisco this morning. The Associated Press reports charges against her include obstruction of justice. FBI agents had asked her if she knew her husband was going to shoot up the nightclub back in June. She had told the New York Times she was unaware. Tomorrow will be her first court appearance. A security breach disrupted flights from the San Diego International Airport today. Harbor police say a man walked through a secured door and set off an alarm this morning. All flights and security screenings were halted for about an hour while police detained the man. City services aren't cheap, whether you're talking about sweeping the streets or putting cops on the beat. Many local governments rely on sales tax money to help pay for them. But not all cities in the county are as successful at attracting shoppers and diners and the sales tax dollars that come with them. iNews Source reporter Leo Castaneda has the story as part of the weekly news in numbers.
Imperial Beach has struggled more than any other city at attracting sales tax money. The $700 per resident it received during the first quarter of 2015 is less than any other city in the county. Serge Dedina, mayor of Imperial Beach, says the South Bay community faces a couple of different challenges.
We're an economically diverse city, which means we've got a lot of folks who don't have a lot of money, and we have folks who also are in the Navy or retired Navy, so they shop on base. So given all those factors and the fact that we're a little bit of a cul-de-sac, makes it a real tough sell for us. But we're doing everything we can to sort of change that.
Efforts to change that include that construction site behind Dedina. When that's done, it'll be the Breakwater Town Center with a grocery outlet, Starbucks, and other restaurants. National City, another South Bay community, has a different revenue experience. Despite having the lowest median income in San Diego County, it collected the second most sales tax money. National City has 3 major freeways and attracts thousands of shoppers and workers during the day. It also has 2 major commercial centers, the Mile of Cars for auto dealerships and Plaza Veneta for retail. The city is also close to Chula Vista and downtown San Diego, and in 2015, it had the highest sales tax rate in the county. To see how other cities did in their pursuit of sales tax dollars, go to inewssource.org. For KPBS, I'm iNewsSource reporter Leo Castaneda.
As the Chargers make their plans to move to Los Angeles, they're running into opposition from moving companies. About 24 San Diego moving companies have signed a pledge to refuse to move the team from San Diego. They've also gotten some LA movers to sign on. The companies say the Chargers belong in San Diego, but they also say they'd be willing to move the team's owners, the Spanos family. California has just completed a major update of the state's groundbreaking health screening tool for communities. KPBS reporter Eric Anderson has details.
Cal and Virus Screen looks at a number of different factors to identify areas that have significant impacts from pollution. The online map looks at 8,000 census tracts and gauges pollution, public health conditions, and environmental quality. Red indicates a higher risk rate. Green is lower. Cal EPA spokesman Alex Barnum says their map uses more current information and it measures more things than previous versions. He says Barrio Logan remains an at-risk area because there are numerous sources of pollution and a population that's considered at risk. National City, Chula Vista, and El Cajon also face higher than normal risks from pollution, and that's reflected in the online map you see here. Barnum says the tool allows state officials to focus on and pay for environmental justice initiatives.
Many Californians live in communities that have multiple sources of pollution, and it also recognizes that some communities bear higher burdens of pollution than other communities.
The environmental assessment is used to help funnel state money into affected neighborhoods. California has already spent nearly $500 million raised through the state's cap and trade program on communities identified as having higher than normal pollution and environmental justice challenges. Eric Anderson, KPBS News.
President-elect Donald Trump's nomination for Education Secretary is set to have her confirmation hearing this week. Betsy DeVos has faced scrutiny because she wants to grow the profile of charter schools. One long-standing fear is that charters might exclude kids with special needs in order to keep their scores up. That is illegal. But here in California, special education is actually growing in charters. KPBS reporter Megan Bergs takes a look at a San Diego program.
So this is good for like your introduction when you're talking about the person.
Watching Elijah Gonzalez in a classroom is a bit like watching a game of pinball.
How's your outline coming?
The moment he's done huddling with one student,
And I think it'll help organize your paper.
he runs into another with a question.
Your reasons are right here, are your main points in it.
He bounces to and from at least 5 students, all looking for advice on their essays.
I don't really understand it.
Gonzalez is a special education teacher at Thrive Public School. Most of the students there,
They don't know.
they don't know he teaches special ed, not because he's trying to fool them. It's just that the charter school is achieving what campuses throughout the county are moving toward: full inclusion of students with special needs in general ed classrooms. Gonzalez is rarely in his own room. He works in tandem with other teachers. Just as it's hard to tell Gonzalez is a special ed teacher, you can't really single out his students.
If I need to pull a group, I always make sure that I have at least like 1 or 2 of my students on my caseload. And then more times than not, there's gen ed students who are struggling with the same topic. And so we'll bring them in and do a quick mini lesson.
It's already common for schools to have specialists to help students with special needs succeed alongside their peers. What's different at Thrive is Gonzalez and his students aren't an appendage trying to keep up as the class marches on.
So what are the conflicts in your book?
Every student at Thrive works at his or her own pace.
I have like a layout of dates for him that I was going to check in with you and then send to mom.
Because students are at different places in the curriculum, Gonzalez and his colleagues work together like jazz performers, adapting as students stumble and excel.
That could be why he used growth mindset. It could be one of your reasons.
I think it blurs the boundary between needs. It makes every student be able to learn at their just right level.
Nicola Sisi is Thrive's director and says that makes special education a natural fit.
For our students who are on what's called individualized education plans, so students that have special needs, they by law are mandated to have an individual plan. But at Thrive, every kid has their personal plan.
Assisi says it's working. Thrive is in the 96th percentile for academic growth. While all students may not be at grade level, they're improving more quickly than the majority of their peers nationally.
But this gives you an examples of like the definition and then examples of what it is. Okay.
Thrive's special needs population has grown from 11 to 16% at a time when the number of students with special needs in the county's largest district, San Diego Unified, fell. While some schools in the district have models similar to Thrive's, more than 20% of students learn in separate classrooms for more than half the day.
In larger districts, you can kind of think about it, I always think about it as they're trying to turn a ship, where we're in the charter network, maybe kind of trying to turn a canoe.
Jenny Moore heads special education at another charter school, Guajome Park Academy in Vista. It's the first-year teachers here are attempting to do what Gonzalez does at Thrive.
So we kind of just jumped into the deep end, like cannonballed.
Moore says the results have been good, but it's not an easy task. This kind of collaboration requires more time for lesson planning, and
if that's not been your practice in the past and you've kind of lived on this island, which a lot of teachers do, and that's how they were trained, it can be hard to kind of relinquish control
Moore also points out the approach may not work for students with more severe disabilities, which could explain why larger districts seem slower to change.
At the end of the day, it's what students need.
It's something CC at Thrive is well aware of.
I think that the staff here has done a really great job of looking at each kid and figuring out okay, how do I help you? What can I do? How can we think outside the box? But even then, it's not one size fits all. It's trial and error, and we're all working hard, as I know other schools are, to figuring out how do we meet kids' needs today.
When it comes to special ed, that trial and error may not be a black mark, but the mark of a system nimble enough to change with its students. Megan Burks, KPBS News.
The man who literally wrote the books on California history has died. Kevin Starr was a state librarian from 1994 to 2004 and wrote a series of books that are considered the definitive account of the California story. 2 years ago, he was a guest on this program talking about the centennial of the Panama California Exposition at Balboa Park and San Diego's future.
A lot of the ambitions behind the Panama California Exposition are coming true. That San Diego will be the way that New Spain and Mexico and the founders of San Diego in the 19th and early 20th century saw it to be, as the capital city of that place where Latin America, the Spanish Southwest, and Anglo-America come together and confront and interact with the Asia-Pacific basin.
Starr died of a heart attack in his hometown of San Francisco on Saturday. He was 76 years old and still writing history. Last November, he published the first of a series of books about the Catholic Church in North America. Tonight, we are also remembering a man honored as a KPBS local hero. Max Schindler was a survivor of the Holocaust. Last year, he shared a Local Heroes Award with his wife, Rose.
We lived in Germany. Two Gestapos grabbed me, and within a couple of hours we were on the train. We went from camp to camp, and we were liberated by the Russians May 8, 1945, and
the Schindlers met and married in England and later came to the U.S. For more than 40 years, Max and Rose both shared their stories of the Holocaust, especially with school children. Max Schindler died over the weekend. He was 87. We're also remembering the last man to walk on the moon. Gene Cernan died today at the age of 82. He was the commander of Apollo 17. In 1972, he traced his daughter's initials in the dust before climbing back into his lunar module and leaving the moon. His footsteps are still visible there more than 40 years later.
I'm Judy Woodruff on the next News Hour, grappling with history, how a Georgia town comes to grips with a past where black citizens were forced out. That's Monday on the PBS News Hour.
Workouts don't have to be exhausting or time-consuming to improve your health. That's the message from a recently published study carried out by researchers in San Diego. KPBS science reporter David Wagner explains.
Participants in this study walked briskly on a treadmill for only 20 minutes. That was enough to trigger the body's anti-inflammatory response, as the researchers saw in blood samples taken before and after the exercise sessions. UC San Diego School of Medicine researcher Susie Hong says this response can help ward off conditions like diabetes and obesity.
Something like that you can do, just brisk walk around your neighborhood. Can have health benefit.
Hong says it's no surprise to find that exercise boosts health, but she says this study offers proof on a cellular level that even short, moderate workouts are beneficial. David Wagner, KPBS News.
Clear skies tonight, followed by sunshine tomorrow. Shanae Shocker has tonight's forecast.
Well, over the past 6 hours, not too much going on across San Diego County. We did see some clouds over the morning hours, but that has since cleared out. Now we take a look off the coast. We can see our new round of Pacific storms slowly making its way towards us. Now, this is going to be extremely important because up to 2 weeks ago, Los Angeles still in an exceptional drought, and us here in San Diego County anywhere from extreme to severe. So the rain is definitely needed, and it looks like this storm system going to be able to relieve this drought quite a bit. Now, our current droughts right now, we're looking at that exceptional drought being held off towards North Los Angeles and extreme continuing down into San Diego County. Now, across the metro area tonight, we'll hang on to that clear weather, 49 degrees as well. Now, as we roll across the rest of the region, very similar conditions. Ramona 33. Our temperatures for our lows are pretty standard for this time of year. 28 out in Mount Laguna. Borrego Springs at 38. Out towards Long Beach sitting at 45 degrees. Now, into our Tuesday, we'll remain with that light offshore flow throughout the day as well. And then we roll into our Tuesday night, and that's where we're going to begin to see some fog, as well as that fog sticking through Wednesday morning. Now, the rain not quite going to get to us on Wednesday. We are expecting Wednesday night into Thursday morning to be the approach of that rainfall for us here across Southern California. This jet stream is going to begin to dip further off towards the south and carrying with it a lot of that moisture as well. So here's how it plays out across the coast. We look towards Tuesday and Wednesday, things clearing out, but we'll see some rain, especially mainly on earlier in the days. But then as Friday comes, this is going to be a stronger system as well. We'll see some heavier winds, and also we're looking at about 2 to 3 inches of rainfall along the coast from late this week into early next week as well. We'll remain with some windy conditions on Saturday across the coast. Now we hop inland, and pretty much the same deal coming on here. We're mostly sunny from Tuesday into Wednesday. Our temperatures, however, going to be dropping as this system approaches. So on Wednesday, or on Thursday, I'm sorry, we are going to be seeing 61 degrees, some rainfall as well. Now inland out towards the valleys, we're going to be looking at around 3 to 5 inches possible as well. A lot of this held into Orange County and San Bernardino County, but we definitely can be seeing some of this here as well. So heavier rain come Friday. We'll see those windy conditions with showers. We'll have a slight break for our Saturday. Out in the mountains, though, we're going to shift from these sunny skies into some snowfall for our Thursday with our overnight lows below the freezing mark. So that's where we'll be seeing that snowfall, mostly towards the early morning hours. And we're also looking at about 4 to 8 inches of rainfall. Now, our pass levels above 6,000 feet, we're going to be seeing feet of snow as well. So that's definitely going to be an issue. Last but not least, out towards the deserts, we're looking mostly calm through Thursday even, maybe a shower or so. But out on our Friday and into Saturday, we're cooling off into the lower 60s, and our rain totals mostly going to be under 1/4 of an inch. For KPBS News, I'm Shanae Shocker.
After 146 years, the circus billed as the greatest show on earth is coming to an end. Josh Replogle of the Associated Press has the story.
The greatest show on earth will soon take its final bow. This show in Orlando is the last time the staff, the entertainers, the jugglers, and clowns shoot up and perform before the announcement that the longest-running circus in history will shut down after 146 years.
We will be closing both units of Ringling Brothers Bar and Belly Circus in May of this year.
The famous Ringling Brothers partnered with Barnum and Bailey in 1919, and the three-ring circus hasn't stopped dazzling crowds with death-defying stunts and exotic animals, changing with the times.
It's been through world wars, it's been through every kind of economic cycle, and it's been through a lot of change.
The circus is an amazing chapter of American culture.
Scott O'Donnell is the executive director of the Circus World Museum in Baraboo, Wisconsin, home of the Ringling Brothers' original headquarters.
No other entertainment art form has affected American culture like the circus has. In its heyday, the circus, when it came to town, schools closed, businesses were let out. It was like a national holiday because the circus was here.
But organizers say the show doesn't have the same appeal and draw that it once had.
It isn't relevant to people in the same way.
Circus officials say the public opinion of wild animals in captivity slowly choked attendance. After years of fighting animal rights groups in court and facing organized protests, the circus chose to remove all of their elephants from the show in 2016, placing them in a preserve.
Removing the elephants from the touring units, we saw a very sharp drop in attendance, much greater than we anticipated, and that's led us to this decision because the business model was no longer sustainable.
2 touring groups of 462 employees will continue performing until May. The final shows are scheduled to be in Providence, Rhode Island and Uniondale, New York. But historians say the spirit of the circus will never die.
There will always be institutions such as this that honor that heritage. It made us dream. It made us sit in wide-eyed wonder. It made us all be kids again.
Soon, this place of wonder will only be a memory for the children of all ages. Josh Replogle, The Associated Press, Orlando.
On for tomorrow in the KPBS newsroom on Morning Edition, why an outreach group hits the streets 6 nights a week looking for those in need of help. And on Midday Edition, why California is a winner when it comes to demographics and economics. That's tomorrow at noon on KPBS Radio. You can find tonight's stories on our website, kpbs.org/evening edition. Thank you for joining us and have a great evening.